The dark reality of Black Friday. Big Tug video. Haven't seen one of these in a while.
Black Friday, an apocalyptic day where the average man will beat another man for the chance of a good deal. Like your first month of Extra Tug over at extratug.com for only $1. That's right, full access to the Extra Tug catalog for only $1 on your first month if you use this
Only $1?
discount code SELLOUT. Oh, damn it, I died. And I can't swear right away in the video, so Chris is gonna have to bleep that.
Yes, my child, you have died. Welcome to what we call heaven.
What we call heaven. Okay, that's a weird caveat to put on that, but you're God, I assume?
Yes, I'm God.
What am I
feel like
watching
that's
right
pretty
now?
obvious for what we're doing right now.
Wow, a plain white tee, much like I'm wearing. Seems like we didn't have a costume budget for this episode.
How about you shut up about that? And also, why are you here? How did you die?
Well, I guess you could say
How did you die? I got trampled during a Black Friday deal. I died in a Target because somebody pushed over a glass panel and everybody stepped on my body and I got crushed to death. The fact that people died that way, when was the last time something like that happened? That has to be like 8 years ago. More. Black Friday shopping's dead. Nobody does Black Friday anymore. Malls still get a lot of traction and places do Black Friday deals, but they're always like, dude, Black Friday, for those of you that don't remember or you never knew, Black Friday used to be like 90% off. Like they were losing money selling shit or like breaking even. It was just like kind of like make products popular. And so it was a huge deal. Like you would go to Best Buy, there would be something that's like 85% off. So you had to pull up because it's like you're basically getting an item for one fucking fourth, less than a fourth of the price that it actually used to cost. Now it's like Black Friday deals aren't just on Black Friday. They're from like October to December. And it's shit that's 30% off. And here's the catch. And this is what they used to do and they still do it now. Black Friday deals are a scam. If they say something's 85% off, it's not actually 85% off. It's 85% off of the list price. And they up the list price the day before Black Friday or the week before Black Friday so they can tank it 85% of its list price. So say the product normally costs $20. It's not 85% off $20. They're going to up it to $35 and then cut it 85% and then do the math, say, just rough estimate, say it's like $15 now, $12 now. So it's still off, but it's really actually like 40% off instead of like 85% off, but you're a stupid human, so you don't recognize that because we're genetically not made to fucking understand that process. So you just go 85% off and you freak out and you go buy it. Now they do that with 30% off, but they upmarket a little bit and it's actually like 10% off.
I died celebrating Jesus, in a way. I guess we could go with that.
Oh, okay, that's pretty rad. I'm gonna need a couple more details, though. Seems like you're hiding something.
Okay, I feel like you should already know that. But I guess this is how you work, right? Like, you need me to say it in order for it to be real. I don't really know Christianity. Anyway, it was a Black Friday sale, and everyone was getting a little antsy.
Okay, yeah, all right.
And I was, in the spirit of Jesus, I was crushed while trying to run away with a 65-inch flat-screen TV for $200.
I see, my child. And what compelled you to lose your...
Dude, and that's the crazy thing is flat screens have gotten so much cheaper now that you could get like what people were killing each other over in 2012 today for less than the price that they bought it for on a Black Friday deal. Like flat screens used to be so fucking expensive. In like 2010, now you could get like a shitty fucking Roku TV that's still 60 inches, 1080p for like $150.
life for a Vizio?
It was the temptation of the 50% off Black Friday deal, sir. I don't think that was worth dying for. I think we can both agree.
But my son, you see, you were deceived. The TV prices were jacked up right before it went on sale so they could promise a bigger discount.
What? No, Father, no!
Yes, and for the sin of lusting after Black Friday, I must now send you to hell. Honestly, you were never gonna make it to heaven. I've seen all that Extra Tug stuff and it's kind of lame, and also you're a little pussy dork.
Okay. I feel like that was a sales pitch, but then you called me a dork at the end.
You're a pre-watch Peter? Bro, I've talked about this every Black Friday. That's like common knowledge. Even like Cyber Monday shit, they do that. People don't talk about it, bro, because nobody knows. Nobody knows. Cyber Monday, oh my God, 75% off. List price, they upped it. Check the fucking history. The price went up $45 before they slashed it 70%.
Black Friday. Did you guys like that skit? I feel bad for Chris because He's gonna have to edit the out of that, and I feel like it's gonna be really hard and honestly look really bad, even though it's not his fault. For many Americans, Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I love that guy. He does the same video every year. Always, that video gets popular every year around Christmas, and it's so awesome.
Chestnuts are roasting on an open fire, while some freak named Jack Frost nips at your nose. But we all know the actual reason for the holiday. Spending, spending, spending. That cold hard cash. That cold hard Kohl's cash. That's right.
I'm already done Christmas shopping. You gotta get that shit done early, bro. It's just peace of mind, man. That's like, it's like such a stressful thing. How? Because this is what happens. This is what happens. November comes around. I'm not thinking about anything. Randomly one day, I'm like watching TV, and I go, fucking Christmas is in a month. And then I write down all the names of the people I need to get gifts for, and the next day, I buy all the gifts. I spend 3 hours just fucking doom scrolling. And I'm like, they want this, they want this. I order everything.
Right, the lining of baby Jesus' manger is not hay, it is cold hard Benjamins. Gallup estimates that the average American will spend $1,000 on Christmas gifts this year. I don't know what kind of American that is. I'm not spending $1,000. You guys, I don't love my family that much. And the signaling of the beginning of this annual shopping spree is always the day after Thanksgiving, also known as Black Friday. If this idea of co-opting a religious holiday,
I will say I do miss the vibes of like Black Friday shoppers that after Thanksgiving dinner, they would go post up outside of GameStop for fucking 12 hours. Sorry, I gotta leave Thanksgiving dinner early. I gotta go sleep in a tent outside of GameStop. The new consoles are gonna be fucking 80% off.
and that's not even the worst part of this disturbing Christmas tradition. Tuglets, get ready for a deep dive past discounts and extended shopping hours to discover the darker side of Black Friday. One that has a body count. People have died to get a Ninja Blendy, or whatever the hell they're called.
But first, let's do an ad.
I am an
Oh, I love that intro for an ad. I should start doing that. I should really start doing that.
It's proven time and time again that putting black in front of a word is usually not a good sign. You have blackouts, blackmail, black eyed peas. They had that one song where they had to rename it Let's Get It Started, but we all know how that actually started. The term Black Friday was initially used to describe the US gold market crash in 1869. You guys want a little bit of history? You thought we're just gonna talk about people dying for flat screens? No. We're gonna learn a little something today, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna take it like a good little girl. Boy, sorry, that got weird. The late 19th century in America was an era of powerful industrialists known as robber barons, who often exploited natural resources and politics.
Wait, what? Dude, I never knew the history. I never asked the history of Black Friday. I always just assumed randomly people were like, hey, after Thanksgiving, people want to spend money for Christmas, so why don't we just make everything on sale? I never really thought there was like an actual history behind it.
Industrialists known as robber barons, who often exploited natural resources and politicians to amass great wealth. This was in the past, though. These people don't exist anymore, robber barons. We should start calling these robber barons. That would be perfect. Although this was a little different, because this was back when government intervention in business was extremely minimal and regulations were practically unheard of. So it was pretty easy for railroad developer Jay Gould and stockbroker Jim Fisk to buy as much gold as possible while convincing the government not to release any to the public. This drove up the price of gold for these robber barons while they were able to sell it back to the public for inflated rates. But when President
Oh my god! That is like the biggest monopoly shit ever. You have so much money that you can individually raise the price of gold and then sell it back to the people for the inflated price. You buy gold for $1,000, you just keep buying gold, the price keeps going up, and then you just dump it onto the average person for fucking $4,000.
Grant found out about their scheme. Ooh, old conniving President Grant. Oh, if it wasn't for you, Grant, he ordered the U.S. Treasury to sell a large amount of gold, increasing the supply and accidentally causing a crash that left many investors and businesses to lose entire fortunes. Now, while the
Yeah, fucking good, bro. What? What? I feel like, bro, that is a problem in society if you find a loophole so lucrative that you could literally just, like, circularly buy and sell gold. in mass amounts because you have so much money that you could just change the price yourself.
Crash hurt the economy big time. Gould and Fisk, Gould or Gold, I don't know. Gould and Fisk got out without any consequences, pretty much. So even though its origins didn't involve good deals on home entertainment systems, the first Black Friday already had a bad economic stank for the average American. But by the end of the 19th century, post-Thanksgiving shopping became big business. Chris, put those words big on the screen. Big business! Thank you. Many department stores sponsored Thanksgiving parades, and as part of the festivities, would open their doors to
Oh my God, the Macy's Day Parade. Do you guys still watch that? I feel like I should for nostalgia purposes. Yeah, big business. Big business marketed the Macy's Day Parade, made Thanksgiving a whole thing about business. I feel like I watch it, but it's cringe now. It's always been cringe. You just never noticed. It's always been cringe. Is the Macy's Day Parade where those two like NBC co-hosts get really drunk? If that's or is that New Year's? Either way, I love when they do that. I love seeing like news anchormen get really fucking hammered on like national TV. Just doing like, yeah, I think that's New Year's, not St. Patty's. I'm pretty sure New Year's Day it's like Andy something and like his co-host will take a shot every like 30 minutes or something leading up to the new year, and they get pretty drunk.
The shoppers at the end of the festivities. This was a marketing tool that started as an unofficial beginning to the holiday shopping spree. But in 1939, I don't know if you guys are history buffs or not, but there was a little snafu. Thanksgiving had always been celebrated on the last Thursday of every November, but the No Nut Month actually had 5 Thursdays in 1939. So no, this isn't about World War II. I thought it was going to be. I thought it had something to do with Hitler. It doesn't.
Wait, what? There was a month where November had 5 Thursdays.
But the No Nut Month actually had 5 Thursdays in 1939. So no, this isn't about World War II. I thought it was going to be. I thought it had something to do with Hitler. It doesn't. When did World War II end? Chris, put that on the screen. The nation retailers, fresh off the heels of the Great Depression, were...
Bro, I went down a huge rabbit hole of this the other day, and it really freaked me the fuck out. Your grandparents were alive around this... Not around. Your grandparents were alive at the same time that Union and Confederate soldiers were still alive. Like, I understand the Civil War was in like the 1850s and that was a long time ago, but like generationally, your grandparents walked the same earth around people that had owned slaves. Like, whoa.
Concerned that it wouldn't be enough time for shopping, which is all the holidays really are about. And given the...
This country's only 3 generations old. You mean 300 years. 3 generations is averagely like 75 years, like 80 years. People have kids like every 30 years.
Situation that the nation's economy had been in for the prior decade, the National Retail Dry Goods Association propositioned President Franklin Delano Roosevelt to change the date. In that August, FDR said, Thanksgiving's a week earlier because we gotta get shopping, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know, buy that turkey a little bit earlier because we're changing a national holiday so you can spend more money. And everyone loved it. Everyone.
Oh God, man, I fucking hate cutting. I'm at the age now where when I go to the family Thanksgiving, there's like a potential that I'm the guy that has to cut the turkey. It's a task that I knowingly have to take, but I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like cutting the turkey, but I feel like you're unk. I don't think it's really unk. I think it's that my parents are divorced. It's my parents are divorced and my family doesn't really do Thanksgiving together. So it's like, I'm like the only guy that's like gonna do it. So it's like, so, you know, like in an average like family, how is that funny? Because I don't care. I don't know. Like, it's like laughing at the sadness, you know? I don't know. It doesn't upset me. Like, I've always had divorced parents, but it's like something where it's like, you know, I'm not in a regular honestly, today, it kind of isn't a regular American household to have divorced parents. I mean, type 1 in the chat if you have divorced parents. It's probably very normal. Like, there's probably fucking, 35% of chat probably is divorced parents. Yeah, it's like, it's not a big deal. I don't want to say it's not sad, right? But it's like, it's not rare to have divorced parents.
Change a holiday date for no reason besides shopping. Oh wait, they hated it. There was an uproar and everyone was pissed. Republicans immediately dubbed the new Thanksgiving date Franksgiving, which I think we should still call it that, and just down 1 million billion hot dogs. turkey. Political opponents of FDR actually said that FDR acted like Hitler by doing this, so I wasn't wrong. Hitler was gonna show up. God damn it, I knew it. I could smell him. Which, this was also crazy to say because keep in mind, Hitler was still very much alive at this point, and a New Hampshire senator suggested that moving Thanksgiving was so crazy, FDR might as well just cancel winter. So overall, we got some big feelings about this day full of
Oh my God.
turkey. We got some big feelings about them potatoes and mash. This issue literally divided the country. That year, 23 states celebrated Turkey Day early, 22 celebrated on the 5th Thursday, and Colorado, Mississippi, and Texas celebrated both. Bunch of fat.
Isn't it a rule now, though, in place that it's always the fourth Thursday? It was always the last Thursday until we reached a situation where there was now the fifth Thursday, so what do we do? Or was it still just always the fourth?
The issue actually persisted through 1941, with Thanksgiving splitting the country apart and serving.
I'm going to be 100% real here. Until 3 days ago, I did not know that Thanksgiving was celebrated on a specific weekday in correlation to the month rather than a date. Like, if you put me on Jeopardy and you were like, when is Thanksgiving? A week ago, I would not have been able to say the fourth Thursday. I would have just gone in late November. I don't know. In late November. Sometime in November. Like, I don't know holidays that are celebrated on... I know holidays that are celebrated on specific dates. I don't know holidays that are celebrated on, like, random days. Like, Easter's always the first Sunday after the full moon that occurs during the spring equinox. Like, that is, I wouldn't, like, that's why I could tell you that, but I wouldn't know when Easter is, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I would just be like, I don't know, I'm going to check my calendar. Easter's celebrated between March 22nd and April 25th, depending on the year.
Finally, in December 1941, Congress passed a law officially making Thanksgiving the fourth Thursday of November. Overall, the moral of the story is, Congress can fix everything. God bless Congress, they're so good at their jobs. But while Thanksgiving weekend served as a kickoff for Christmas shopping for nearly a century, the term Black Friday wasn't actually used to describe it until the 1950s. And we have our friendly folks over in Philadelphia to thank for this one. What a garbage city. If you don't know, Philly, which calls itself the city of brotherly love, is full of asshole penis people who suck so much. Case in point, in 1960.
Wow. I will say the city of brotherly love doesn't work. Okay, here's the thing. As somebody that goes to Philly all the time, is he wrong? Yes and no. People in Philadelphia are dickheads to each other. But when it comes to Philadelphia people, Philadelphians, they will always band together against other cities. So in a regular day-to-day basis, yes, somebody from Philly's probably going to be a dick to you. But if it comes to sports or anything, like if you want somebody from Philly to like you, walk down the street, you get in a kerfuffle with each other, go Birds. Especially if it's during a football game day, go Birds. They'll be fine. Now you're immediately friends with each other, and because you have a common ground. And you could say that about any sports team, but I think, like, dude, people don't understand, like, Philadelphians will blow up their city over a football game, win or lose. They grease the poles. So people can't climb the poles and injure themselves. Like a cartoonish-esque solution, they will make it so it's really hard to climb things. Like, it's bad. But that's how much they love the sport, right? Or just love their city's teams.
Santa Claus came out on the field during a football game and everyone booed him, and they probably threw bad...
Wait, what?
Case in point, in 1968, Santa Claus came out on the field during a football game and everyone booed him, and they probably threw...
Right, because he was probably delaying the game. There's got to be a valid reason they were booing Santa Claus.
Batteries at him or something. And why did they do
Okay, maybe they threw batteries at him. I don't know. Get him off the field, you know? Fucking
this? Well,
get him off the field. The game's got to fucking start up.
Because their team was winning. And it sounds crazy, but...
No, I mean, that makes sense.
Eagles were so bad that year that they could have secured themselves the #1 draft pick, who at the time was O.J. Simpson. Just so much fun we're having with history today. But instead, the team started winning, which meant they lost the opportunity to draft OJ, and they decided to take it out on Santa. Anyway, that's just a little taste of holiday spirits in Philadelphia. OJ said,
Maybe it was for the better.
so it makes sense that cops in the city started referring to the day after Thanksgiving as Black Friday as a way to describe their awful working conditions. Philly's finest were already peeved that they were forced
You
to
know, Santa Claus gets a few batteries thrown at him.
work instead of spending time with their families, and to top it off, the shift was an absolute struggle. Between the holiday shopping and the slurry of people dropping into the city to watch the annual Army-Navy football game, it was just literally the worst type of people showing up. Not to mention that shoplifting and petty theft skyrocketed due to chaotic conditions. Black Friday soon took on a life of its own with local slang, and by the 1960s, several shops used it to promote their sales. However, the negative connotations didn't sit well with the business community at large in Philly, and they tried to change the name to Big Friday. Black Friday? That's a little sad. We'll call it Big Friday. And everyone in Philly said, your mother. We're calling it Black Friday, and also I'm gonna break a window. Sorry, business daddies, the nickname chooses you. I didn't write that. I don't know who wrote that. Jimmy must have written. That's a sad little sentence. And so Black Friday, as we know it, was born. Thank you, Philly. Thank you, Santa. Thank you, Hitler. By the time the ball dropped on the 80s, the term Black Friday had successfully spread from Philly to the entire United States. To make the name seem less gloomy, retailers spun the narrative, insisting
Because Philly runs a lot of U.S. culture, Chad. I'm going to glaze that city. Is there bias? Yes. Is there bias? Yes. I'm not even from Philly, but I go there all the fucking time.
Black stood for profits, which isn't entirely wrong. In business, if you're in the black, you're in profits, and if you're in the red, you're in the negative. So, kinda, it's lame, but it works. The Black and Black Friday was rebranded to mark the point when a store's profit turned positive for the year. Not only did this rebrand totally ignore the Black Friday's history as part of cops being bitches, it isn't even accurate to say that most stores operate at a loss until Christmas. But does the truth really matter here? You can get 10 toasters for a nickel. Get in there. Plus, at this point of the year, we're talking about virgin births and flying reindeer and roasting chestnuts. No one has ever roasted.
Yeah, and I would honestly argue that a lot of businesses run at a higher positive during the year than they do in the last quarter. Because the last quarter is where businesses want to spend the most money. If you've ever noticed, when you see the most ads during the holiday season, it's not because it's the holiday season. It's because it's the end of the tax season. And so businesses want to pay a lot of influencers a shitload of money because they want write-offs for the previous tax year. So they budget a lot of spending that they previously hadn't had into the last 2-3 months out of the year, because that's when they need to get the fucking money out so they don't have to pay taxes on it. So they can benefit on it in the next year, but they can take the tax repercussions this year, or the tax